Hello. I wanted to get ready with some makeup I would like to hit pan on in the upcoming year, so in 2025. And I figured I wanted to take you along, whether they still work, whether I like them, and whether it was a good choice to want to focus on them. So let's go. So I have here some makeup in front of me, and I will just go through all the products real quick. There should have been already a video live where I talk about my plan to pan for 2025, and I have mentioned probably all of those products in that video, and today I just wanted to use them and see if they still perform. Yeah, if it was a good choice to actually use them. So let's start with primer. This is a German drugstore brand skin perfecting primer. It has kind of a silicone-y texture. I don't love it, but it's also like, I don't mind it. It's fine. And I also said in that mentioned video, plan to pan, that I didn't want to focus on a specific foundation, and this is why I'm just using these two together. So the Ease Drop in the shade 2 and the Hydrating Longwear whatever foundation in the shade 100. So that is the very lightest one that is on the market. Well, that foundation is technically not anymore on the market, but anyways, I like to mix them because this is actually a tad too dark for me, because I don't know what it is, but it tends to oxidize on me, I believe. I don't really know why. I believe the other shade I had didn't do that, and that was the shade 1. Anyways, I will use them together. Oops. Kind of an air bubble in there. Let's see. Better? Hopefully. I will do my brows with an eyeshadow I'm not using as an eyeshadow, but just for my brows, and with a brow gel. I will probably run through that. Because there is nothing actually really exciting, I will just keep on working on that eyeshadow next year, which is this one. Already have cool little dip in there going on, and I will probably retire this brow gel at the end of the year because it gets really disgusting and there is not much left on the applicator when using it, so yeah. So that's for the brows. For cream bronzer, I want to use my e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Feelin' Shady. Doesn't seem to be dried up, so yay! It's quite an ashy shade, but I like it. I will try and use it, picking it up with a brush immediately because it is quite sheer. Yeah, I like it. Still good to know. For cream blush, I am going into this one, which is a Franken blush out of some lipsticks, which is why I cannot tell you any kind of shade name. Maybe I should come up with like some shade names for green blushes, because they are all Franken lipsticks. Alright. I knew that I liked this one because it's already in my rotation, but anyways, It works also nice with that other bronzer, I believe. Looks quite alright. For concealer, I'm going to use my Rare Beauty one. Don't need a lot of this. I actually never need a lot of concealer, because otherwise it will just hide in all of the lines I have on my face. Just tap it out with my fingers. For powder, I'm going to use my mini of the NYX HD finishing powder in the shade Translucent. Swirl, swirl. Use the Revolution Rose powder for setting my under eyes, but this is not really a product I'm like really working on because I don't have any other rose colored product, and this is very pink to be very honest, but I will like still use this solely for under my eyes, and that will be fine. I need to prime my eyelids. I will use this one from Love. Also not really something I'm gonna focus on because I just opened that. It's like, it is pretty old, but I just opened it and it works perfectly fine. I would love to finish this next year, but I don't think there is any way I would finish this, because this is the actual amount I need to use, and that's probably a little bit too much. So yay. But it's a fine product. Oh no, this is actually like a perfect amount, I would say. I think I never managed to do. Well, anyways. So letting this dry down, I will bronze up the face a little bit more, because why not? And I will use that Nabla skin bronzing powder in the shade Soft Revenge. Ooh, I think this is quite pigmented when going in with a very stiff brush. Oh yes, oh yes. Okay, that's probably the wrong brush for that product, but here we go. Applying a little bit more. Could be that it looks kind of harsh in the camera, but I find it to be not as harsh in person. So I'm fine with it. And I will try to remember and use like a more fluffy brush for that kind of product. For blush, I will use this one, which is from my Ofra face and eyeshadow palette Life's a Draft. It's a pretty dark blush, so I'm just like dip once in it and see. It also like doesn't pair perfectly with that peach blush shade under it, to be honest, but anyways. It's a nice, very nice blush with a little bit of sheen. A swirly swirl all over the face with what's left of the powder on that brush to smooth everything out a little bit. And then we're going into eyes. I said that very inappropriate. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm actually already using the mirror of my Retro Glam palette. This is what it looks like for me. Let me think real quick which one I want to use, because actually this kind of self-made palette did win my Instagram poll for a pen palette for next year. So I'm probably just gonna use this one. Yes. We're going to do so, and maybe I'm dipping in this one also, because this actually like won when combining the votes from YouTube and Instagram together. this had the most votes, but yeah, it was a little bit unfair because this one wasn't even an option there. So in my last YouTube video, this wasn't an option. Yeah, anyways. I don't have as many clean brushes, but anyways, I will go probably into, I don't know, this shade here to put this in the crease. We just blend everything out a little bit with this one here, which is actually a shade from Gloss Gods. But I thought it would fit in here to use it to blend or to set an eye primer if needed. Let's go in with another, well, this is stained, with this shade here. I actually don't know the shade names. I need to like write them on the palette here to deepen the outer corner a little bit if possible. I don't feel like it's too like that much deeper than the other tone I've already used, but these are all nice mauvey shades I like to use. Okay, so and for the shimmer part, I will use this one and this one. So this one more in the inner corner, this one all over the lid. It's pretty dry. It's more of a powdery, satiny finish, same as this one. It's a nice purple look, I would say. The shades are pretty powdery. I don't mind that. But it felt kind of dry applying it. But this actually most of the time helps prevent creasing. So let's go on with lips. I will use the shade Rosy Bark, which I want to use up. And for a little bit of gloss, I will use one of the Fenty glosses in the shade Cheeky. Limited edition, unfortunately, in my opinion. Just tap it on the outer, well, to the lip line at least, because they tend to make my throat tingle if I get them into my mouth. So all of the gloss bombs, no matter how long they're open. So I don't think it's a matter of like being expired, but anyways, I'm a bit careful with all of my lip products to be applied because my throat is somehow pretty sensitive to those things, and I refuse to not wear anything on my lips for that reason. So yeah, I'll be right back. Editing me screaming because I'm already filming 30 minutes. But here's a new mascara. I needed to open a new one, and this is a one from Kess, which is a German brand, and it's a brown one. This is how the wand looks like. Can you actually see something? I hope so. So it's pretty flexible. I need to curl them beforehand, and then let's go in with the mascara. Alright, I normally only do one coat of mascara, and that's fine for me. I'm not really into full-blown big lashes. I like them to be fanned out and like a little bit darker than they are naturally. So that's fine. To finish up the eye look, I want to do something for the lower lash line because that always does a lot to my eye shape. I wanted to go in with this, it's a brown liner, and I would just put something here in the outer V, or on the outer part of my lower lash line. And then we're going to, this is actually broken, and then we're going to put a little bit of this darker color here, which is also a gloss coat shade, to set this. Doesn't look too harsh now. Does actually a little bit. That's the finished look. I actually liked all the products I was using, except for the powderiness of the shimmer shades in that palette. I'm thinking about using as a palette for next year. I don't know if powderiness is a good thing for a hitting pan in shimmer shades or not, but yeah, other than that, I found everything to be a pleasure to use. So thanks for stopping by, thanks for sharing your precious time with me and to get ready with me. I hope to see you in the next video and see you then. Bye.